Hey guys, it's Josh from Stray Angel Films, and what you just saw was a sampling of some FS700 and some FS7 slow motion footage. So the FS700 is a little bit older, but it's been popular for the last few years as an affordable way to get some pretty good slow motion footage. It'll do 240 frames a second at 1080p. The FS7 will do 180 frames a second at 1080p. Generally, when you're looking at the footage, you honestly won't see that much of a difference between those two speeds. But there are some other differences between the ways that these cameras shoot slow motion which are important. So the FS700 relies on a buffering system where essentially the camera has some internal RAM, would be one way to look at it. And so whenever it's in S&Q mode, it's constantly recording and erasing, buffering everything it's seeing to that internal memory. And when you're using the camera in start trigger mode, what happens is you press the record button and then it immediately starts to fill that buffer up with whatever it's seeing. And then once that's full, or you press the record button again, you record what the camera has captured in its RAM to the SD card. Now this buffering system is cool because it allows you to do end trigger mode. So since the camera's constantly recording and erasing, what you can do in end trigger mode is once the thing you want to capture happens, you then press the start button. The camera then takes the contents of its internal memory, the previous 8 seconds of real time, and then records that to the SD card. So the FS7 doesn't do any of that. It just writes 180 frames a second to the internal card. So you can pretty much turn it on, record for 5 minutes or however big your card is, and it'll all be in slow motion. So that means you can be a little bit less careful about when you press record, but you can also fill those cards up pretty quick because it's a lot of data. The other thing that's nice about the FS7 is that it does do 60 frames a second at the Ultra HD resolution. 60 is enough to give you a pretty good sense of slow motion. So if you really want to record in the Ultra HD, it's nice to have that option. Generally, I'm really impressed with the FS7. It's got great ergonomics, vast improvement in ergonomics over the FS700. I like the 4K or the Ultra HD recording, and I really think that the image is a lot easier to work with. Definitely better dynamic range, and it's got log settings, so that's going to give you more control over your post-production. Generally really impressed with this camera, and I think that if you look at the comparison, you'll see that the slow motion capabilities really do hold up to the FS700's capabilities, which was kind of been the gold standard for affordable slow motion in the last few years. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We love to talk gear here at Stray Angel Films, and thanks for watching.